Back in 1938 in Los Angeles, right in the middle of the Great Depression, a future music legend was born. James Hawkins, who the world would later know as Etta James, came into a pretty tough situation. Her mum, Dorothy, was just 14 and pretty much a kid herself, trying to figure out life while suddenly having a baby to take care of. This was the start of Etta's journey, which was all about finding love, figuring out who she was, and developing a voice that would later define a generation. Etta's early life had its mysteries, especially about her background. People whispered about her having Italian roots because of her light skin and striking eyes. These features made her stand out and added to her complex character. With her mom caught up in her own chaos, Etta bounced around between foster homes, never staying in one place too long. Among the folks who looked after her were Sarge and Mamie. They weren't perfect, but they showed Etta the rough sides of life and the occasional kindness. Sarge, despite his own issues, saw Etta's potential and had her perform, which was tough, but also kind of set the stage for her future fame. Finding solace and a sense of belonging, the gospel choirs of St. Paul's Baptist Church were where Etta really started to grow. James Earl Hines, who was pretty strict, taught her to sing with all her heart and soul, which became a big part of what made her music so powerful. As her voice began to get her notice, taking her from local gigs to the vibrant R&B scene in Nashville, Etta faced the double-edged sword of fame. The music industry, which helped her rise, also tried to box her in. This part of her story shows the tough side of getting famous, where artists have to fight to keep their identity and not be just another name. Etta James's story in the music world is pretty straightforward. She was tough, talented, and didn't let the music business push her around. Even though the industry tried to box her into just one style, to sell more records, Etta wasn't having it. She knew she was more than just a blues singer or a soul artist. She touched everything from rock and roll to jazz because that's where her heart was. She wasn't about to limit her music just to fit into a neat little package for easier marketing. Her connections with big names like Artis Mills, B.B. King and Elvis Presley show that she was respected and right in the mix with the best of them. But even with friends in high places, Etta faced her fair share of challenges, from health problems to trouble with the law. Through all this, she kept her spirit strong and kept making the music she loved. What really stands out about Etta James is her determination to do things her way. Despite the industry's attempts to make her stick to one genre, she explored a range of musical styles, proving her versatility and refusing to be pigeonholed. This wasn't always easy, but Etta's tough personality meant she never backed down. Etta James's legacy is about more than just her songs. It's about her fight to stay true to herself in an industry that's all too ready to make you compromise. She showed that it's possible to stay real and still make it big, inspiring others to follow their own path. Subscribe if you're enjoying the story. The disagreement with Beyoncé over At Last was more than just a spat about a song. It was Etta James laying claim to her legacy. This all spun out from Beyoncé singing At Last at President Obama's inaugural ball in January 2009. Etta, who made the song famous back in 1960, wasn't too happy about not being asked to perform her iconic track for such a big moment, especially since Beyoncé had just played Etta in Cadillac Records and had been celebrated for her version of the song. When Beyoncé got the nod to perform at the inauguration, Etta felt overlooked. She even made some heated comments afterward, suggesting she was miffed with Beyoncé and even Obama for going with Beyoncé's rendition for the inauguration. Etta's words were pretty sharp, hinting that Beyoncé shouldn't have taken her song for that occasion, and even making some half-joking threats. But later on, Etta cleared the air, saying she was just kidding around and had nothing against Beyoncé. She even praised Beyoncé's talent and her beautiful performance. This incident got a lot of attention, with some seeing it as a clash between two generations of singers. But really, it showed how deeply artists connect with their work and the tricky business of maintaining a legacy in music. Despite the brief upset, Beyoncé kept showing respect for Etta And the whole thing didn't dent either of their reputation. Even after Etta James passed away in 2012, her story didn't end. Her incredible legacy just kept growing. Her life and music continue to inspire people who find bits of their own stories in her songs. Etta James's voice was something special. It was powerful but also had a gentle touch that could comfort anyone who listened. Her story is huge, not just because of her music, but because of everything she went through and stood for. She grew up in tough times when America was really divided, and she faced a lot of challenges because of her race, but she pushed through all of that and became a music legend. Her songs were like a voice for people who often didn't get heard, showing the strength and courage of African American women.